Hola, toda la comunidad de Agile Sin Filtros, es un placer tenerlos una vez más. Sabéis que esta es una grabación especial. Por primera vez tengo a mi invitado a mi lado y no en una cámara. Él es Chris William from Badass Agile. For that reason, we are going to start to speak in English.
Okay, for me, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your show. It's a real privilege to be here in Spain with you, but also to be, I think you told me this is the last episode of your season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
We finally this season with someone that you asked me. I think the name was Christina in the first season, who told me, well, I would like to hear in English. And I say, well, my English is not very good looking, but I can try. 3 seasons later, sorry, Christina, we are here. We are ending our 3rd season with this keynote podcast episode of Agile Sin Filtros with Badass Agile.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, for accept the idea to come to the community. He knows the community is almost all in Spanish.
Yes.
But we knew that we have this request, and I really appreciate Chris from, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And he is my mentor, but he don't know it. And he is the guy who inspired me to this to create this community with all of you. So, Agile Sin Filtros today is part of Badass Agile. Thank you, Chris.
I love it. It looks great on you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. So, I want to talk with you about the path of the agility, because in the beginning, everyone told us we have to do the projects in the agile way. So we start to study a lot, certificates, Scrum, Kanban, Lean, all the things. And we love it. And we got it, good practices. But now in the present, it's like, it's not enough. So someone in the middle of this movement, because here in Spain, I think 10, 12, 15 years of agility, it's something to show, but no more than that. So in 15 years, we have to change from PMA, PNA,
Yeah.
to go to agility. And now how is going to be our future? We are in that moment that we have to show what we are thinking about agility, what we are thinking about our teams. We are in the middle of companies that they're asking, it's really necessary agility, or we need another thing? We need applause. And it's, oh my God, what going to do with that?
So it's a good question. It's a hard question to answer. I see our primary function as agile people to help organizations hit their measurements and their metrics more easily. So I don't think what we do is delivering software. I think early agile was inspired by software, but I don't think it's limited. However, let's just talk software for a minute. There's a bunch of things wrong with the way we use agile to deliver software. One, I think agile should be reserved for creative and innovative contexts. So if all you're doing is trying to use agile to help along the process of adding new features or fixing bugs, it's not the right tool for the job. There's an old saying, and every agilist will know this one: if all you have is a hammer, every problem seems to be a nail.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the problem that we have using it. However, another big problem that we had is that software people are not necessarily involved in discussions and decisions around strategically releasing product to the marketplace. If they are, they're involved too much. So we might have the developer saying, I think we should fix X. I think we should build Y. At the end of the day, it's not really the developer's job to say. I learned early, and I still love this idea, that the product owner owns the product backlog and the team owns the sprint backlog. A nice way of saying that is that the product owner should say, here's the result I want. And that should never be, I want a blueprint button with the following checkboxes.
Yeah.
That's what the team decides. However, the product owner should say, I want the ability to print onto paper my order form, my completed order form. Okay, that's a great start. The team then says, well, there's 50 ways we can do that. The print dialog is already built into Windows. There's nothing for us to code. Do you want us to use that? Yes, that'd be great. Oh, but what about mobile? Oh, what about being able to choose a printer? All the different features and functions will arrive later. But if we have the team, the technical team who's building it, suggesting all of this stuff, maybe no one's asking for printer selection. Maybe no one's asking for a custom print dialog box. So there's all kinds of problems in having technical people be the team and non-technical people be the representative of product. If we're going to have a division, we have to honor it. But there are so many other problems too. Let's not forget that from an agile perspective, we now have so many people entering the market as newly certified individuals or people who recently got jobs as Scrum Masters. It's oversaturated. It's not very well understood. It's not managed or led well. And the biggest problem that everyone says is that the executives don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
And if they don't understand that, they don't know how to use it.
Yeah. So they don't understand that. And I'm sorry, guys, but I have to say it. I think that everyone in the past, early in the past, people say, we want to do everything in Agile. Why? Do you know what is Agile? Why? You ask, why? For what? What do you want to do? Maybe Agile is not for everything. It's not the tool for everything.
That's right.
And maybe you have to start to listen and start to thinking what you want. So I have the difficult those days with the part commercial in my I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to say entorno, but in English is in my teams in the company. They all ask, "What do you want?" Person of the business, and the person of the business is like, "I want something cheaper." So.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What did you want? And I tell you what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
So, I want this framework. Yeah, well, you want the framework or you want that we build something like that framework? Something like that, because I don't like that. If this is good enough, I will buy it. I prefer that you build something that I want. Okay, what do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Everything. Less from that option, more of this option. And I don't know, but wait a minute. Explain to me, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I try to think in a way that you get what you want. I don't have time for that. So it's
Everyone has,
what I do.
Yeah.
So the teams that are with the work and they don't want to lose their jobs, of course, start to think, well, we need this type of architect. we need this type of development. We need to pay this type of whatever.
Yeah.
So they start to think how to do something that is not even thinking what they really wanted. So, well, we are going to do it agile. So we are going to do it in sprints, and you are going to see what we are contrasting, and you can decide if you want this or not. But with one condition. You can ask me something different or so different because that's going to cost you more money. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I want cheaper. So it's difficult for the team to do things that they don't know what to do.
Yep.
And it's difficult for us, for all the people in the middle, try to equilibrate the wishes of the business, the needs of the teams, and don't be the bad in the movie. Because I'm always the bad.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
Well, if it was an easy problem to solve, it would have been solved already. I look at it like this, and I don't do Agile for software development teams anymore because it sounds awful, but I just don't care. I like when you deal with startup companies, they're Agile by nature, right? They only have 8 people, 10 people, whatever. They're always looking for ways to economize. They understand that there are trade-offs and negotiations that have to happen. They get it. But a mature software team doesn't necessarily need to work that way. And I think it's like I'm sure here's the same thing. When you turn 16, you get a driver's license. They test you to see if you qualify. You get your driver's license.
Well, here at 18.
18, okay. But if you do something stupid with your card, they'll take your driver's license away. I almost think we should have something like, on the Seinfeld, the guy who said, "No soup for you." Sooner or later, we should say, you don't understand Agile yet. You don't fully get it. It's not for what you want. It's not the right tool. And so, but of course, we can't really say that. The problem is that I think we try to make Agile like a square peg fit into a round hole. We try to spread Agile everywhere. If a little bit is good, a lot is even better. And that's not true. I think Agile is perfect for, let's say you're coming up with a new app and you want to get it to market in 30 days, testable by a beta audience. Agile is perfect. What are the most important features that will help customers decide if they will pay or not? These are great situations for agility. But to have a mature software practice with millions or billions of lines of code, with a huge user base, it's hard to even keep it all current.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people working on it. That's a different practice that I get it. It's called agility, but at the end of the day, there's nothing nimble about it. There's nothing flexible about it.
So for me, the important thing is in the business. Try to learn how to build their necessities because they don't know how to do it or how to ask. It's like ChatGPT.
Yep.
You can say, "Hi GPT, I want this one," and he's going to try something. That's the moment that my team tried to do something.
Yeah.
GPT, my team, they try to do something. No, but I don't going to pay for that because that's it's not what I wanted. Yeah, but what you wanted? Well, I don't know, but I don't pay for that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can think a little bit more what you want.
So a good example is if you work for a bank and there's this software that does all the transactions and so on, but they find out that if a person enters way too many zeros, the system doesn't catch it. And there's so many different places you can input things: mobile, web, ATM, all these different places where transactions can start from. So we have a problem. And the regulators are like, "Hello, you're in big trouble. You did a bad thing," because now a person can put in 10 too many zeros and the system never goes, "Are you sure?"
No.
So we got to fix it. Okay. So if you come to me as an agile practitioner, you say, I need it fixed by next week. I'll be like, well, hold up here. You need to pick which area is most vulnerable, and I'll fix that vulnerability for you.
Yeah.
Or you say mobile first, because 80% of the users are on mobile. You need to pick a way to split scope. And if you say, no, I want it all and I want it now, we have to have the courage to say, then agile is not for you. It's too risky and it can't get the job done in the time that you're looking for. It's like 9 women can't make a baby in a month.
Oh my
doesn't-
God. You say that in English
Yes,
too?
you do. Yeah. It's great.
Oh, that's my example every time.
Yep. Yeah.
So I like it. So for me, I don't know the rest of the community, it's with me. But for me, the biggest problem is how to help to the business to think,
Mhm.
to ask, and don't waste money and time.
Mhm.
So it's
Yep.
difficult. And I don't know if our evolution is going more over there that with the teams doing the development.
Mhm. You know, a lot of the really nasty systems that you encounter in big companies, banks, telecommunications. For example, in Canada, we have a company called Bell, and they own all the landlines. But when mobile started, they were among the first to do mobile. And then they had a satellite TV package, then they had an internet package. What you couldn't see is that all of these systems were separate systems. And they used to have something called a swivel chair process, because someone who was setting you up as a new account
Yeah.
had to go phone and then swivel chair.
Mom.
Exactly. And they kept those systems like that forever because the cost of ripping it all down and rebuilding it was too high.
Oof. Yeah.
But when they want to fix a problem and it requires 4 or more systems work,
Yeah.
they're like, I don't want to pay that kind of money. It's like, well, too bad. At a certain point, you made this mess.
Yeah.
You made a choice, a financial choice to leave it this way. Now you have to pay the price. I'm sorry. So
It's difficult.
we never want to, as technical people, we want to provide awesome service.
Yeah.
But awesome service doesn't mean every time saying, yes, I can.
I know.
That's terrible service.
Yeah.
But it does require that we have honest conversations about how things are so that expectations are not like this.
Yeah. It's so different.
Yeah.
And that difference made to the team and the people in the business sad.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's difficult to be in the middle trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
do the
How is that the agile coach's job? You
yeah.
have division between technical and business. It's always been like that.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be the agile coach's job to fix it because they have no authority to fix it.
Of course.
They're not allowed to say, you shut up, stop talking. You grow up. You can't say things like that. Sometimes we need people in the executive to intervene and say, you cannot have 30-day expectations when you have a system that takes 30 days just to open up the code. We can't have the technical team always saying, no, because we have a business to run.
Yeah.
So how are we going to fix this problem? Old as time. Every company I've ever worked for has the exact same problem. So it's not new and you're not alone.
Okay. So I feel like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Poor Ale. It's the same problem, but I don't have the solution.
No?
And I don't know if I'm going to get the solution someday.
A good starting place is to say, we're going to reserve agile for our most experimental, business impacting, revenue potential opportunities.
Okay.
So a new product comes to market. We want to build something quickly to get it in the hands of people who can test it. So we'll use agile to manage that. But agile doesn't have to be your overall framework for delivering stuff.
For everything. No.
Yeah. So a good role for a scrum master or agile coach to occupy is to help the business understand where it will fail and where it will excel. And then ask for support from the executive team to say, these guys want to do it with agile, but it's the wrong
Yeah.
place or time to use it.
It's difficult. Our really hard conversations.
Yeah.
But I know you and I have the ability to have it and get it. I know
Sure.
it's difficult, but in my case, when I started in this company that where I am today, I asked that one, we want agile for everything, or you are going to let me to have an opinion?
Yes.
And every time it's difficult, but it's life.
Well, this is it. Take heart, because in Toronto, for example, we have a huge problem. We are surrounded by water on one side,
Yeah.
and all of the core businesses, the head offices, they're all down by the water. They're all within about 5 miles of the water. And then to the east and west, we have solid built-up communities. There's no space to build anything new. The only space to build anything new is north, north, because we've already built all this up. So guess what problem we have? We have 2 or 3 lanes of roads coming into the city from up north. So all these new people built homes, bought homes, have moved there, but they still work in Toronto.
Oh,
So how are we going to get all of these people into the city? It is too late
yeah.
to fix the infrastructure. We cannot take these 3-lane roads and make them 5 or 6 lanes.
Yeah.
Many of them are above ground on bridges.
Yeah.
So you can't fix it. They've talked about creating a monorail above the bridge. They talked about building tunnels below the highways
Below the highway.
to try to make,
It's like here in
Yes.
Spain, some years ago, the traffic in
Yes.
Madrid was insupportable.
yes.
Right now, is like that.
Even worse.
But
Yeah.
they do the tunnels
Yeah.
behind the city center
Yeah.
to give
Yep.
space.
Right.
So
But
for
there's
a
not-
few years,
Yeah. You've got,
that
you've got some
worked.
capacity.
But right now,
Yeah.
we have more people.
Uh-huh.
So
Mhm.
in behind the city, the traffic is jammed like crazy.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. Well, yeah.
And in the upstairs is even worse. So I don't know. I need
It's funny. I
I
can't.
need a plane to
Yeah,
go to.
you do. You do. A helicopter.
A helicopter.
I came to Madrid and I thought, oh, it's going to be so nice to just get in a car and go somewhere. And the cab driver pulls out of the airport and stops. Meep, meep, like it's just the same as Toronto. It's exactly like being in Toronto. So the point is,
Did it for you,
I
but
know you did.
you don't mean so much your home.
Yeah. The point is that it's too late to fix the problem by starting over.
Yeah.
Can't. So everything you do is going to be a patch job.
Yeah.
And it'll work for a while. And then you fix it for a while and people say, great, we can invite more people. And then you create more of the same problem. And now Toronto
is
has...
the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I love to talk with you.
Sure.
You know that I'm going to still talking with you. The community can hear you in a few months later when the season ends, but I have to do something that I do in the normal podcast. I have to do personal questions.
Sure.
Because the community wants to know the people who is here.
Sounds fair.
So, Chris, are you ready? So, the first question that I always do is, if you have to wish something for your friends in the agility, what will be the wish?
If I had to wish something
Yeah.
for them, I hope, and I forgot to say this in the keynote that I just did, but when I walk into a room of Agile people, all I see is beautiful people who want to do beautiful things. So my wish for them is that they knew how important they were. So many times we treat Agile people now more than ever. We treat them like they are a commodity. They're not special. And so we're starting to pay them less and treat them worse and criticize them the error. But they have a gift. Every Agile person has the ability to see things different than they were before. Okay? I don't care what you believe for a process or framework. It doesn't matter. They are masters of seeing differently, or at least they should be.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think they're the future of business. So my wish for them is that people understood their value more and gave them more freedom and a bigger seat at the table to talk about
Thank
what they
you
could
for
do for
that.
business. Yeah.
we want that.
There you go.
We all want that.
Sure.
So now, more personal question. So what do you prefer, beach or mountain?
I thought you said bitch. Beach. I like them both, but I think I like beaches better because I'm a water person. I'm a Pisces. Yeah,
I
I'm
did.
a Pisces. Every night I go to sleep, so you'll never hear this anywhere else. Every night when I go to sleep, I have to have water noises on,
Yeah,
or I can't sleep.
you can.
Can't sleep. I have to have water sounds. I love the sound of water so much.
My.
And my next house, I will be in front of water. No more suburbs, no more city. I want to be in front of a lake or an ocean.
So you have to come back to Spain in another time,
Yeah.
in another weather,
Yeah.
and we have to do both three, to the north
Yes.
and to the east.
I want to see it all.
Oh, and you wanna like it? Yeah.
Well, of course, I would.
Because I love it just for that.
But people have always said, the UK, sure, France, okay, the French countryside, for example, Italy, but Spain and Portugal are some of the best countries in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed with what I saw here. I loved it so much.
Okay. So if you have to wish a final meal, what it is?
Very tough call. I love movie popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I love pasta with red sauce. Those probably be top two choices.
Pomodoro, tomato.
Yeah.
Okay.
With basil and white wine and
My heart is between Italy and Venezuela.
Yeah, of course.
So I have to invite you a good Italian place.
Oh, good.
Sunday.
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah, appoint that.
Sure.
And I don't know if you have the wish to take a meal with someone, live or died, that you think is someone that you want to know.
Oof.
Woof!
Hmm.
That's difficult.
Well. I love to listen to George Carlin. George Carlin was a comedian who passed away about 17 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
And when I was a young boy, I listened to his tapes. I was an only child, and so you get lonely a lot, And I love to listen to voices and sounds. And George was a comedian, and he's very good at what he did. He's, to this day, people will say one of the greatest comedians of all time. I would love to sit down and just hear him think. Because his thought process fascinates me, but the way he sculpts language is a big influence on me. Him and Dave Chappelle. But I think George Carlin would be way more interesting to talk to.
Okay.
I'm forgetting people, like I should say Martin Luther King. I should say
Of course.
Bill Clinton. I should say these people who were masters of language, and they were great.
Yeah.
They were socially minded people. They were activists and innovators. But I love to listen to, comedy is such an interesting form of speech.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to make people laugh.
Yeah.
But
it's very important.
Comedy is music.
Yeah.
Words are rhythm. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Da-da-da. Up and down, pace, slow, and loud and quiet. And George was a master of that. And I would just love to be in his presence and hear what he said. Yeah. Oh, that's it.
When I get that answer to me the first time, I say, or Mendel, because it was a biologist that I want to know in life. George Mendel is, well, I don't know what George, but the last name is Mendel. Who was it the one who do the experiments to know the beans, the sex?
Oh, yeah.
And the genetic. So for me, he is one,
Okay.
and the other one is alive. I want to meet Jerry Seinfeld just for that reason.
True.
Because Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld, yeah.
So because for me, it's a mastermind who is thinking a lot of the things that he said
Yep.
and how he say it. It's really interesting.
Absolutely. Yes, yeah, very smart guy.
We are a Period.
A little bit.
Equal.
Mhm.
So that's all.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Well,
Thank you so
I
much.
don't know. No, I don't
coming.
give it to you. This is not it. I'll tell you why. I'm here in Spain from Toronto. It's my first time ever being in Europe. And I believe in saying things to people while they're in front of you before it's too late. There's a possibility, however small, if I never came here again, I would never see you again. Right?
Don't say that.
So I know don't say that, but it's a possibility. And I would
So
regret
I
not
must
saying.
go to Toronto.
You do. I would
Yeah.
I regret not saying this to you if I didn't say it. But since I met you, I only know you from here up. I only know you from I don't know how many thousands of kilometers away. And you are a ray of sunshine to me because you are a fan, which I appreciate,
I'm really big fan.
but you're always happy. No matter what's going on in your life, you are
I
always,
try.
yes, you're always, when people are happy to see you or speak to you, it changes your day.
Oh.
And I love the fact that we could be across the ocean and speak to each other and we still make each other feel good. And so for me, you're a very important person.
Oh,
By bringing me here to Spain, you've made a dream come true. Someone needed to kick me in the ass to come and see Europe, but also you introduced me to your friends,
yes.
to a new audience. To
And
new
my
people.
community. And
And-
my
and-
community.
Yeah, and you have no idea how that helps me. And so I'm very grateful for you, and I appreciate you, and the light that you bring into my life, even if we only talk once every couple of months, is really valuable to me, and I'm
To me
very
too.
lucky to have you. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you can close. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So I'm going to change to Spanish. Gracias, chicos, por venir una vez más a estos episodios, por el amor que me dais, por todo el reconocimiento. Recordar, allá sin filtros se va a mantener viva la web. Vamos a intentar hacer cositas interesantes. Y por último, que no se me olvida, de vez en cuando saltará una píldora en el canal de YouTube, a través del LinkedIn y por supuesto a través de la web. Muchísimas gracias a todos por vuestro cariño y ya nos veremos. Adiós.
Bye.